Ever wondered why some developers write code that is easy to maintain while others create a tangled mess? The secret lies in mastering object-oriented programming. In this video, we will cover object-oriented programming interview questions and answers, MCQ practice. Master object-oriented programming with this comprehensive MCQ guide. In this video, we dive deep into 30 essential interview questions covering encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction to get you ready for your next big tech interview. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more technical interview prep. Which of the following features is considered the blueprint for creating objects? Option A, method. Option B, class. Option C, inheritance. Option D, encapsulation. The correct answer is B. A class is a user-defined data type that acts as a blueprint or a template for objects. It defines the variables, data, and methods, behavior, that all objects of that type will possess. An object, on the other hand, is an instance of a class. Without a class, the system doesn't know what properties an object should have. Which type of inheritance is not directly supported in Java but supported in C++? Option A, single inheritance. Option B, multi-level inheritance. Option C, multiple inheritance. Option D, hierarchical inheritance. The correct answer is C. Multiple inheritance occurs when a class inherits from more than one parent class. Java does not support multiple inheritance with classes to avoid the diamond problem. Ambiguity when two parents have the same method name. However, Java allows multiple inheritance through interfaces. C++ supports multiple inheritance directly. Method overloading is an example of which type of polymorphism? Option A, runtime polymorphism. Option B, compile time polymorphism. Option C, dynamic binding. Option D, late binding. The correct answer is B. Method overloading. Multiple methods with the same name but different parameters is resolved during the compilation phase. The compiler determines which method to call based on the method signature. This is known as compile time or static polymorphism. In contrast, method overriding is runtime polymorphism. Which mechanism is used to hide the internal state of an object and require all interaction to be performed through an object's methods? Option A, abstraction. Option B, polymorphism. Option C, encapsulation. Option D, inheritance. The correct answer is C. Encapsulation is the process of wrapping data, variables, and code, methods, together as a single unit. In encapsulation, the variables of a class are hidden from other classes and can be accessed only through the methods of their current class, using getters and setters. This protects the data from unauthorized access or modification. What is the main goal of using an abstract class? Option A, to prevent any class from inheriting from it. Option B, to create an object directly from the class. Option C, to provide a common base and force subclasses to implement specific methods. Option D, to increase the speed of the program execution. The correct answer is C. An abstract class cannot be instantiated. You cannot create an object of it. Its primary purpose is to serve as a base for other classes. It allows you to define a template with some implemented methods and some abstract methods that subclasses must implement, ensuring a consistent interface across different implementations. Which of the following is true about a constructor? Option A. It must have a return type like int or void. Option B. It must have the same name as the class. Option C. It is called only when an object is destroyed. Option D. A class can have only one constructor. The correct answer is B. A constructor is a special member function that is automatically called when an object of a class is created. It has the exact same name as the class and does not have a return type. Not even void. Its main job is to initialize the object's data members. Which access modifier makes a class member visible only within its own class and its subclasses? Option A. Public. Option B. Private. Option C. Protected. Option D. Default. The correct answer is C. The protected modifier ensures that the member is accessible within its own package and also by subclasses in different packages. Private is only for the same class. Public is for everyone. And default, no modifier, is only for the same package. Where are objects usually stored in memory in an OOP-based language like Java? Option A. Stack memory. Option B. Heap memory. Option C. Register memory. Option D. Cache memory. The correct answer is B. In most OOP languages, local variables and function calls are stored in the stack, while all objects created using the new keyword are stored in the heap memory. The heap is a large pool of memory used for dynamic allocation, and objects stay there until they are garbage collected or manually deleted. What is late binding, another name for? Option A. Static binding. Option B. Compile time polymorphism. Option C. Dynamic polymorphism. Option D. Operator overloading. The correct answer is C. Late binding, also known as dynamic binding or runtime polymorphism, refers to the process where the method call is resolved at runtime rather than at compile time. This is typically achieved using method overriding in virtual functions, where the specific version of the method to execute depends on the actual object type at runtime. Which concept allows the reuse of code by creating a new class from an existing class? Option A. Encapsulation. Option B. Inheritance. Option C. Composition. Option D. Aggregation. The correct answer is B. Inheritance is the mechanism by which one class, child, subclass, acquires the properties and behaviors of another class, parent, superclass. It promotes code reusability because the child class can use the methods and fields of the parent class without rewriting them, while also adding its own specific features. What is the primary difference between an interface and an abstract class regarding variables? Option A. Interfaces can have private variables. Option B. Abstract classes can only have constant variables. Option C. Interface variables are implicitly public, static, and final. Option D. Abstract classes cannot have any variables. The correct answer is C. In languages like Java, Every variable defined in an interface is automatically public, static, and final. A constant, abstract classes, however, can have instance variables that are non-static and non-final, allowing them to maintain the state of an object. Which relationship is known as a has-a relationship? Option A, inheritance. Option B, composition. Option C, generalization. Option D, specialization. The correct answer is B. Composition and aggregation represents a has-a relationship. For example, a car has a engine. Inheritance represents an is-a relationship, such as a car is a vehicle. Composition is often preferred over inheritance to keep classes loosely coupled. Which keyword is used in C++ to achieve runtime polymorphism? Option A, override. Option B, virtual. Option C, abstract. Option D, dynamic. The correct answer is B. In C++, the virtual keyword is used in the base class method declaration to tell the compiler that this method should be dynamically bound. This allows the derived class's version of the method to be called even when accessed through a base class pointer or reference. What happens if a programmer does not define a constructor in a class? Option A. The code will fail to compile. Option B. The object will have no memory allocated. Option C. The compiler provides a default no-argument constructor. Option D. All variables will remain uninitialized and cause a crash. The correct answer is C. If no constructor is explicitly defined by the programmer, the compiler automatically generates a default constructor. This constructor takes no arguments and typically initializes member variables to their default values, e.g., 0 for integers, null for objects. In OOP, which block is used to write code that must execute regardless of whether an exception occurred? Option A, try. Option B, catch. Option C, finally. Option D, throw. The correct answer is C. The finally block is used in conjunction with try-catch. It contains code that is guaranteed to run, such as closing file streams or database connections, whether an exception was thrown and caught or not. What does the this keyword refer to in most OOP languages? Option A. The parent class of the current object. Option B. The current instance of the class. Option C. The static methods of the class. Option D. A new instance of the class. The correct answer is B. The this keyword is a reference to the current object whose method or constructor is being called. It is commonly used to distinguish between class fields and parameters with the same name, or to pass the current object as an argument to other methods. What is the diamond problem in OOP? Option A. A memory leak caused by circular references. Option B. The difficulty of managing private data in inheritance. Option C. Ambiguity arising from multiple inheritance where a class inherits from two classes that have a common base class. Option D. The high cost of creating large class hierarchies. The correct answer is C. The diamond problem occurs in multiple inheritance. If class D inherits from class B and class C, and both B and C inherit from class A, and Class A has a method that B and C have overridden. Class D wouldn't know which version of the method to use. This is why Java avoids multiple inheritance with classes. Why is data hiding a fundamental part of encapsulation? Option A. To make the code run faster. Option B. To reduce the size of the compiled binary. Option C. To ensure that internal object details cannot be changed directly in an invalid way. Option D. To hide the logic of the algorithm from other developers. The correct answer is C. Data hiding ensures that the internal representation of an object is hidden from the outside. By making fields private and providing public setter methods, you can add validation logic to ensure that the data remains consistent and valid. E.g., preventing a age variable from being set to a negative number. Which of these is an example of real-world abstraction? Option A. The internal combustion logic of a car engine. Option B. A car's steering wheel and pedals which hide the complex mechanical details. Option C. The chemical composition of the fuel used in the car. Option D. The specific wiring diagram of the car's electronics. The correct answer is B. Abstraction is about showing only the essential features and hiding the unnecessary complexity. A driver only needs to know how to use the steering wheel and pedals. The interface. To drive the car, they don't need to know how the engine works internally. What is required for method overriding to take place? Option A. Two methods in the same class with different parameters. Option B. Two methods in different classes with no relationship. Option C. An inheritance relationship and a method in the subclass with the same signature as the parent class. Option D. The use of the static keyword on the method. The correct answer is C. Method overriding occurs when a subclass provides a specific implementation for a method that is already defined in its superclass. The method in the subclass must have the same name, return type, and parameters as the one in the superclass. What is unique about a static variable in a class? Option A. It is created every time a new object is instantiated. Option B. It cannot be accessed by methods of the class. Option C. It is shared among all instances of the class. Option D. It can only be used inside the main method. The correct answer is C. A static variable, also known as a class variable, is shared by all objects of that class. There is only one copy of the static variable, regardless of how many objects are created. Changing it in one object changes it for all others. What is the purpose of a destructor? Option A. To create a new object. Option B. To free up resources or memory when an object goes out of scope or is deleted. Option C. To initialize the variables of a class. Option D. To copy one object into another. The correct answer is B. A destructor is a special member function that is called when an object is destroyed. Its purpose is to perform cleanup tasks, such as releasing memory, closing open files, or releasing network sockets that were acquired during the object's lifetime. Which of the following describes aggregation? Option A. A strong ownership where the child cannot exist without the parent. Option B. A weak ownership where the child can exist independently of the parent. Option C. A relationship where one class inherits from another. Option D. A way to hide data from the user. The correct answer is B. Aggregation is a specialized form of association where there is a part of relationship, but the part can exist without the whole. For example, a department has professors. If the department is deleted, the professors still exist. This is different from composition, where the part cannot exist without the whole. Which of these is not one of the four main pillars of OOP? Option A, encapsulation. Option B, compilation. Option C, polymorphism. Option D, inheritance. The correct answer is B. The four pillars of object-oriented programming are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. Compilation is a general programming process but not a specific pillar of the OOP paradigm. In Java, which keyword is used to inherit a class? Option A, implements. Option B, inherits. Option C, extends. Option D, using. The correct answer is C. In Java, the extends keyword is used by a subclass to inherit from a superclass. The implements keyword is used to inherit from an interface. Can an interface have a constructor? Option A, yes, always. Option B, yes, but it must be private. Option C, no, because interfaces cannot be instantiated. Option D, only if it is a functional interface. The correct answer is C. Interfaces cannot have constructors because they cannot be instantiated. A constructor's job is to initialize an object state, but since an interface only defines behavior and contains only constants, it has no state to initialize. What is the return type of a method that is being overridden? Option A, it can be anything. Option B, it must be void. Option C, it must be the same as or a subtype, covariant, of the return type in the parent class. Option D, it must be a primitive type. The correct answer is C. When overriding a method, the return type must be the same as the parent class's method. However, many modern languages, like Java, support covariant return types, which allow the overriding method to return a subclass of the original return type. What is the result of tight coupling in software design? Option A, better performance. Option B, easier maintenance. Option C, difficulty in changing one class without affecting others. Option D, increased code reusability. The correct answer is C. Tight coupling occurs when classes are highly dependent on each other's internal details. This makes the system fragile because a small change in one class can cause a cascade of bugs and required changes in many other classes. OOP aims for loose coupling through interfaces and abstraction. Which access modifier provides the widest visibility? Option A, private. Option B, protected. Option C, public. Option D, internal. The correct answer is C. The public access modifier allows a class, method, or variable to be accessed from any other class in any package. It provides the maximum level of visibility. What is a copy constructor? Option A. A constructor that copies the source code of the class. Option B. A constructor that creates an object by initializing it with an object of the same class, which has been created previously. Option C. A constructor that creates multiple copies of the same object. Option D. A constructor that is used to copy methods from one class to another. The correct answer is B. A copy constructor is a member function which initializes an object using another object of the same class. In C++, it is often used to create a deep copy of an object, ensuring that the new object has its own copy of resources rather than just a pointer to the original object's resources. That wraps up our 30 essential object-oriented programming questions. Mastering these concepts is the first step toward becoming a professional software engineer. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow developers. Don't forget to subscribe for a full-length practice exam and certification-style questions. Check out the link in the description below.